Hello and welcome to another update video about Polkadot. Yeah, Polkadot also here. Nothing crazy going on. Extremely weak today compared to what other cryptos did. This scenario still stands. What I showed you here, this ABCDE triangle, where at the wave E we would complete the wave 4. What I showed you up here was the target area in case we go above the wave C, which would be the invalidation point for this triangle. That would be a move above $10.80. Yeah, a move above $10.80 would invalidate this whole triangle. But even then, I would just consider this to be a corrective wave in a wave 4, which would be followed by a wave 5 to the downside. You know, on days like these where you have a little bit of upside, people always get super bullish. Just be aware we are still in this larger pattern where it is highly likely that we have more downside potential. Yeah, overall we reached here the target area, and by the way, everybody seems to be forgetting that this here is the target area in which Polkadot can be turning around with a high likelihood. It is the area here from the higher level correction between the 88.7% Fibonacci retracement level and the 78.6% Fibonacci retracement level. Very easy here to draw. And yeah, it's here basically I just crudely drew it by basically I started 0, and yeah, it's basically between $5.70 and $10.80. And that is the level that I gave you back in November, December, when everybody was like, oh no, we're never gonna get there, you're crazy. And it was sometimes even a bit insulting what I had to hear here. It was brutal, but there you go. We have come into this target area. And honestly, this is as close as you can get it with TA. You know, we now need to wait what the market is doing. I was very confident to tell you throughout here, even in these moves up, whoops, that we are going to see these. Oh, come on, what happened now? Oh. All right, we are back. We are back. So yeah, no, I told you that we're going to get into this area, and from here then we can expect the turnaround. Now, the lower level wave count doesn't suggest yet that we are going to turn around, but again, the low could be in because we hit this higher level target area. This is the area between that 88.7% Fib level and the 78.6% Fib level where you would expect these coins to go into in a wave 2 correction. Yeah, and it, you know, all the coins reached that area. Some did even go a little bit lower, so some did even more crazy price moves because back then nobody believed it was possible. Same way that many people don't believe now that some coins will ever recover. Yeah, I read it now, Solana will never recover. But you know, this is a perfect indicator when you see comments like that, because it represents the sentiment of people. And the same way when you are at the all-time high or very close to the all-time high, that people say, you know, you will never go to these prices down there again. It's impossible. The same way you see it now when people say some coins will never recover. It will never go above $100, for example. Yeah. Then normally the opposite is going to happen. Yeah. But still, I think we are still going to see a lower low. I think we haven't seen the capitulation yet. I think we are going to see this capitulation soon. Now that could happen after a little bit of a move up into this pink target area and then down, or we go down straight away. That we can go up to the high from here, that this is already a breakout scenario. At the moment, very unlikely for me. Yeah, that's possible, but very unlikely. You know, when we came into this target area, that was the first time that I told you it's now possible to move up again in an all-time high scenario. But at the moment, I just don't see the bullish signals yet. Yeah, the chart is still moving in this target area, and it cannot at the moment break out above the 78.6% Fib level, which is here at around $10.80. But what is happening here on the short term, you can see it. I gave you here this scenario that this here is a wave E. Wave E complete might already have been complete here, this wave E. And again, opposite of the wave E, you would normally exit the triangle to the downside. We had a little bit of a recovery here, but again, what this could now be, and again, we can only go by what we see here at the moment, and the likelihoods. So what this could have been is a wave 1 down already, a wave 2 up. Yeah, this did not go above the previous high, then a move 3 down, a move 4 up and a move 5 down, and that could complete here the overall correction. All these waves could be finished at that point. Possible target here in the lower, in the $5 to $6 range. That would make sense from my point of view, and then we could think about a recovery here. For now, also possible, but still quite unlikely. Downside potential still very much there. We still see a lot of negative or bearish signals on the chart, and therefore my expectation would be at the moment that we are going to lose this level and we're going to break to the downside. Now, that move to the downside, that this is actually going to play out, will get much more likely below previous swing low, below $9.15, but it will not be confirmed until we break below $8.57. That is the wave B swing low that we need to go below. At the moment we are holding in the triangle here, but the chart would suggest that we are going to break out to the downside here. And if we don't, if we invalidate this triangle, as I said, then we are first the invalidation point is $10.80. Yeah. So if we move up higher than the previous swing high, here higher than $10.10, then we are going to test $10.80. And if we test $10.80 and we break that, then we're going to get into this target area, in my opinion. Yeah, between $11.90 and $13.36. And this is currently how I see here the Polkadot chart. So at the moment, from my point of view, is still further downside expected and possible. We don't have confirmation in any way. And even if we take a look here at the indicators, for example, on the daily chart, yeah, let's just take a look. Overall as well, we are in a triangle, and this is just a consolidation pattern after a downtrend, indicating it's also not just from an Elliott wave point of view, but it is a trend continuation pattern. A symmetrical triangle would also suggest that we move to the downside. Of course, never guaranteed, but it's very likely. And also bear in mind, unlikely events happen all the time. But therefore, we've got the alternative scenario on the chart here with this pink target area there, all based on Fibonacci retracement levels. But here on the daily as well, still a short signal on the ADX, which means the red line is above the green line. That crossed in the beginning of April and since hasn't crossed back. On the RSI, we are in the bearish range. Yes, we are moving up a little bit, but still very, very low, indicating it's only really, the bulls aren't very strong yet. Here on the MACD, we are bullish, in the bullish range, and we are starting to move up a little bit now, but it's, it can at any point, it was already on the move down, so we need to keep a close eye on it. But the MACD would support higher prices, but the RSI is still very low. So we would want to see here on the RSI maybe a move above 50. We want to see a short signal go away. Basically, we want to have that long signal in by the green line crossing the red line. Those would all be important indicators that we start to move up from here. But again, until we really break here one of these bearish invalidation points, the indicators don't help us much. You can get a positive MACD, a bullish MACD crossover, and the price still doesn't do anything. We want to have confirmation by those indicators that they support higher prices, and indeed they do, but the wave count doesn't suggest it yet. But the indicators would certainly support, for example, a move into this pink target area. Absolutely. There is space to the upside on the RSI, but at the moment it's just moving sideways, really. I think that is the message here of these indicators. The RSI also very weak. So for me personally, I'm focusing here mainly at the moment on the wave count, because we have sideways movement and those indicators in a sideways range aren't too helpful. So therefore, focus remains on the wave count, and primary expectation would be a move down. If we go above 1080, then it is here this pink target area that I called you. And then even then from here, I would expect another move down. Okay, and that is my view here about Polkadot. Hopefully you liked the update. If you did, please hit the like button, leave a comment and subscribe. And if you really like the content, then check out the channel membership. Thanks a lot for watching. Bye-bye.